Tonight, I'm going to show you how to vibe code your very own Jarvis. Let's get started by showing you what the end product will look like.
Allow me to introduce myself. I am Jarvis, a virtual artificial intelligence, and I'm here to assist you with a variety of tasks as best I can, 24 hours a day, 7 days a week, importing all preferences from home interface. Systems are now fully operational.
So let's get started. Go ahead and take a screenshot of this command center that I created. Basically what it is it's what I utilize for my Kanban boards. So I've got dopamine priming over here. Which is like the backlog. I've got synaptic fusion, which is what you're working on. I've got the temporal log, which is just your basically completed items. Over here, we've got the focus time, how long we've been running it for. And over here, I've got total vibe coding metrics, like how many minutes today that I vibe coded. So let's get started on creating your very own system. The first thing that you want to do is go into right here and go to stitch.google.com. Now, with that screenshot that I just had you create, go in here and attach it inside Stitch and do an upload image. Take that screenshot that you've done. And then what I want you to do is write a prompt and basically tell it, I want you to copy this image verbatim, right? It's in dark mode. Tell it to copy the colors. I will put the colors down in the comment section for you. That way you get the colors right, because that's the most difficult part of this project, is actually getting the colors right. So once you do that, what it'll do is, this is the image that I did a screenshot of. It'll come close. It won't be exact, but we'll get something that looks like this, right? And we're going to save this new image. This is basically going to be what we're going to give to Gemini and ask Gemini to write a prompt for us. So then what we're going to do is go into Gemini and we're going to upload that prompt right here. And we're going to say, hey, use this image and write a Claude Code prompt for me, right? And like I said earlier, I'll give you the colors. That way it's verbatim on what I've used. And it's going to give you a very detailed prompt to drop right into Claude Code. So the first thing that we're going to do to build the Flutter project, though, is build the folder structure. So now that we've got this done, we've got the image. Now we have the prompt. Now what we've got to do is go into Android Studio and build the folder structure. So we got to go to new Flutter project. Okay. I like to keep things under test, right? Since this isn't going to be production. So we're just going to call this Jarvis 1. We're going to go here. I'm going to take off Android, iOS, Linux. I'm going to make this for Mac OS. You could do something similar for Chrome, which would be the web. Okay. We're going to create this folder structure. Okay, so now what that has done is that's gone out and it's created our entire folder structure for us, so that now we can go into Claude Code. It'll have all the folders built. So let me go exit this existing terminal that I'm in. Okay, so now let's go in. We've already done the Stitch. We've done the Gemini. So let's close that so this doesn't get too confusing. All right, now we open up our Claude Code here. And I've got a couple shortcuts that I keep, right? So I've already copied the prompt out here for you. And I've also set my dangerously skip permissions. What dangerously skip permissions is it won't prompt me all the time to ask me, do I approve this, right? We got to change the directory to test. And then we should say Jarvis 1. So we do change directory Jarvis 1. Okay. All right. Now we put in the skip dangerously skip permissions there. Okay. So there we go. Now we're ready for the master prompt to see how close we can get to like a one shot of this. But the other thing that we'll do is we'll take that screenshot that we've done, and we're also going to copy that screenshot into here. Right? So I've got that screenshot over here. So all I'm going to do is drag and drop the screenshot and put it right in there. So that way the prompt can reference the screenshot. Okay. Now here's the prompt that we used in Gemini. Okay, so let's copy that to the clipboard. And by the way, this history here, this is just something I vibe coded. I called Talk Type. It's a dictation software. I did another video on it if anybody's interested. So basically all we're going to do here is copy that prompt to the clipboard. So we've already copied the image, right? And there it is. Now we'll see how close we get to one-shotting this. You know, I'm sure it's not going to be perfect the first time we throw a prompt at it, but let's see how close it gets. So, if you got any questions, put them down in the comments section and I'll do my best to try to answer them. Also in the description, oh, here we go. We do have to answer a couple questions here, which just like river pod and stuff like that. So let's go ahead and answer those. We'll do one. Okay. And so, like I said before, I'll try to put most of that prompt. If I can't put the whole prompt in there, I'll try to at least get the colors in there for you because that's really the critical piece. You know, Gemini, if you reference that image that we created earlier and you go ahead and say, hey, create a prompt for Claude Code and get as detailed as possible with this and you utilize these colors, I will definitely have the colors in there for you guys. But I'm big on to-do lists, and I've always used like a kind of a Kanban environment. So, and I thought it'd be kind of neat to give it like a little Jarvis flair on it. So, and then basically the sound that I used was I just created a WAV file, and I use Riverside FM, so I cut that WAV file off in Riverside. I just did an edit there, and I just told Claude Code to throw the WAV file in at the beginning. So right now you can see it's working, it's running here. So we'll see how close we are to a one shot on this deal. So hopefully it works. So my stack for this, by the way, so let's go over that again. It's Android Studio, and then it's Claude Code. And I have the $200 package. I think I'm gonna go down to the $100 package. I code all the time, and I don't think I would go over the $100 package. So I think next month I'm gonna go down to that. The $20 package, I still run out of space for that. I always get that prompt that says come back after 5 hours. And so you know, and then the rest of my stack is on this is Flutter. I'm running it on a MacBook Pro 5, Pro M5. And so I've got Flutter with an Android Studio. The Flutter is just a plugin that uses the Dart extensions. And then I told it on this just to use my a local database. I mean, for something larger, I normally write stuff in Firebase. I like staying in the whole Google ecosystem. That way I don't have to point fingers. And I've already paid for some other Firebase things like the hosting and other stuff. So I just keep it simple. I like Firebase. It's also nice if I want to add authentication to this, I could do that as well. But for this first round, all we're going to do is just try to get the screen up, the Kanban screen, and see how we do. I'm going to let this cook a little bit more. So when we come back, let's see how it does and let's see how it looks the first time we run it. All right, I'm back. Okay, now you're going to run it for the first time with me. So let's go ahead and just tab over here and say run it and let's see how it looks. I haven't seen this yet. You guys have seen it about as many times as I have, which is 0. So let's see how it looks. So, all right, it's processing. So I'm kind of excited to see how close it gets. Mine was pretty good. Oh, let's go ahead and, hey, that's actually really good. I can't believe it, quite honestly. Check that out. So that's the first time we got a little air here, right? So what I want to do is do a shift command 4 on my Mac. Actually, we'll just make it bigger and we'll just do a shift command 3. Let's just copy the whole screen. So we want to get rid of this, right? But other than that, this thing is actually pretty close, right? There's the play button. And so we told it in the prompt We want some focus on here. We want to do a 25-minute countdown timer. So we want to track that for our daily analysis. We want to see how many minutes we can get in a week. Vibe coding, we want to set our goals. So it's actually pretty clean. But we got to fix this. And let's go back and I'll show you how to do that. So we did the screenshot already. And then we also, I'm not sure it saved that screenshot, but we also want to add the Jarvis music here. So let's drag and drop that. And then also let's show it the bug. Make sure I get the right one here. Yeah, that's it. So I'm going to drag and drop that over. Okay, so now we got the image. Say add this WAV file at the beginning. When you open, and fix the screenshot error. Fix the open here. All right. I should be using my talk type. In the image. Okay. All right. So let's see if we can get this fixed. All right. We're going to give it those two things. Fix the error. Oh, there it goes. It's solid already. That's pretty cool. So check that out. So deep work. Let's see if it can calculate that. It doesn't. So we're pretty close. It didn't do the WAV file there. So let's go back and let's tell it to add the WAV file. Okay, there it goes. All right. All right, add the WAV file. Okay, so now we're going to go tell it to add the WAV file. And after that, all we're doing is tweaking it so that's it's basically whatever you like for your personal preferences. So, and maybe you're not looking for like a Kanban board or Kanban. How people say it differently, by the way. In the Midwest, I think we always said it Kanban, but I've heard it Kanban. You know, I've heard it Kanban. But basically, it's a to-do list. It's a planner app. So, but I love to do things that way, but I plan on actually extending this out and doing some other things. Like I do really basic expenses for my business and, you know, my invoices are pretty simple. I'm going to try to see if this thing can handle my invoices, my expenses, and probably my standard operating procedures. I'm going to see how far I can push this thing and what it's able to do. So maybe there's some ways that you guys want to tweak this for your own, you know, personal use or even your business. So just for fun. So, all right. So it's still trying to get that WAV file here. So it's probably gonna have to go download a player, I would assume, which I think that's what we had to do on the first time we did that on the other app. I think I did go give that permission. So apparently this is not seeing that we've already loaded it on this computer. So, but this will just take a second.
Allow me to introduce myself. I am Jarvis, a virtual artificial intelligence, and I'm here to assist you with a variety of tasks as best I can, 24 hours a day, 7 days a week, importing all preferences from home interface.
So once again, I think the key part of this, the hardest part, by the way, was getting everything right in Google Stitch. When I originally did this, that design took me about, I think, 20 hours. And the coding, you saw that took me less than 20 minutes. So on my first run through, I about had as good a luck as you guys saw right there. So I thought that was pretty close for like a MVP, a minimal viable project. And I don't know that I hit that enough, right, with the Google Stitch. All right, it's just stitch .withgoogle.com. And to me, this is just awesome because here, all you have to do is, you know, tell it initially what you're looking for. It'll build it. Do you want dark mode, light mode? What are you looking for? It's better if you give it colors. So if you give it the exact colors, and then what's awesome too is when you want to tweak it, all you have to do is go highlight it and it'll insert it what you want to tweak right into here. And then you just write what you want to change. So if you're like, instead of 8 days here, I want this to be 8 weeks, right? Or I want to calculate weeks, right? So you just go type that in your prompt right here. Make sure you're on the thinking with 3 Pro, by the way. This makes a big difference. I think you'll get a lot higher quality. And that's all you have to do. It'll think for about 2 to 3 minutes. It'll come back and you'll see the end result. It'll say 8 weeks, right? And then you take this into Gemini, have Gemini write a detailed prompt for Claude Code. Then you take it over to Claude Code and you're good to go. So I appreciate you guys watching tonight. So whatever you guys want me to do for tomorrow, whatever kind of tutorial you guys are looking for, or maybe we'll just build off of this. So I'm also thinking about doing a live. So maybe I'll start doing some of those. So, but I appreciate everybody tuning in tonight. All right. Thank you. And we'll see you tomorrow. Good night.